YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is really exciting for me. It's a video that a lot of my clients have requested, and not even just my clients. Like, I've seen a lot of people on Instagram or Facebook asking, like, one, to track a recipe, and two, how to just track your food in general and be accurate with it. Because, like, the normal way of eating is you just, like, eyeball it and you say, okay, well, that's one serving. But if you're really serious about your goals and you have a goal like weight loss, it's really a good idea to track your food and weigh your food for a certain amount of time. It's because it's like the most accurate way to measure your food rather than just using like a measuring cup or eyeballing. When you choose to weigh your food, you eliminate a lot of the guessing and a lot of the error that comes with guessing. So this video today, one, I'm going to show you how to track a recipe. I get so many people ask me, like, Lexi, how do you track a recipe? Or, see you post all these recipes all the time, but I have no idea to log it into MyFitnessPal and it be accurate. I just want to give you an explanation on how to make this easier for you, and so that you don't have to go through and like try to learn all this yourself. I wanted to make this video so that you can just come right here, know exactly how to log a recipe, how to make a recipe and put it into MyFitnessPal accurately, and also how to just track your food in general and look it up in the MyFitnessPal database and know the best possible option to choose when you're weighing and eating certain foods. So I hope this video is helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up right now. And I'm also going to be doing a recipe from one of my friends on Instagram, and I'll leave her name right here. And as you guys know, I have to start this new diet now, and it's not a diet, it's just like a nutrition plan. And so I can't have a lot of things, which is really frustrating. But when I saw this recipe, I was like, I can have everything in that recipe. So I wanted to make it. So it's beneficial, one, because you get a really awesome, yummy recipe, and two, you'll find out how to log the recipe. So go to this person right here, find this recipe, make it. Now, the original recipe calls for certain things that I can't have with this new nutrition plan, so I'm tweaking it just a little bit, but it's like 1 or 2 ingredients. So I suggest doing the original recipe if you can, but this is just how I have to modify it so that I can eat it, and I'm sure it'll turn out great anyway. So let's get right into it. The recipe we're gonna make is called sweet potato brownies, and I don't know if you know my love for sweet potatoes, but when I saw this and I saw that there's sweet potatoes in it, I was like, yes, have to make this. The ingredients for this original recipe is sweet potato puree, almond butter, vanilla extract, oat flour or oats, dark cocoa powder, baking powder, a pinch of salt, and 2 servings of dark chocolate chips. So the modifications that I'm making to this recipe is instead of vanilla extract, I'm using coffee extract, and instead of regular oats, I'm using gluten-free oats, and instead of baking powder, I'm using a mixture of baking soda and white vinegar. The dietitian who wrote this nutrition plan for me is actually the one who told me that a mixture of baking soda and vinegar reacts the same way that baking powder does. So, I mean, it's not the exact same, but it does the job well enough. And then I have 2 sweet potatoes here, and I peel them, and then I'm going to throw them in the microwave, like stab them a whole bunch, throw them in the microwave until they're soft, and then I'm going to mash them up. So the sweet potatoes are in the microwave right now. I'm microwaving them for 3 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them over and microwave them for another 3 minutes. And then once they're out, I'm going to smash them up. We need 60 grams of oats or oat flour. So these are just raw oats, and I actually have a coffee grinder right here. I'm going to put the oats in it, and then I'm going to grind them up so they become oat flour. So literally after 20 minutes. I stirred this for 20 minutes. But the good news is it tastes really freaking good. I added a little bit of stevia because I noticed there wasn't any sweetener, and when I tasted the batter, it was like not sweet. And if I'm gonna have a brownie, I need my brownie batter to be sweet, know what I mean? Couple tips for me when you're making this recipe. One, it's very thick. Like, I don't know if you can see that, like, look how thick that is. Thicker than a Snicker. It's definitely not your normal brownie batter, obviously, but it's so thick. I ended up adding the cashew milk to it because I just couldn't even stir it. Well, probably because I'm a dummy and I stirred with a fork, and I also put it in this really small bowl. Look at this. So I'm making an executive decision, and I'm making more dirty dishes, and I'm going to use a spatula because I can't. She's too thick. So I hope you can see this. So you're going to go down into MyFitnessPal. So we're going to go down into this little button right here that says More. Then this button right here that says Meals, Recipes, and Foods. Oh, no. Try again. Meals, Recipes, and Foods. Okay, so the first one, it says Recipes, and then Meals, and then Foods. So we just made a recipe. So we're already on that tab, and down here it says Create a Recipe. So you're going to go click that. Well, yeah, that's what we want. Okay, then it gives you the option of, it says add from the web or enter ingredients manually. So we're going to hit enter ingredients manually. Okay, so then it pops up to this, and we're going to title it Sweet. Cool. All right, and then the next one says servings. So I don't know how many servings are going to be in this yet. So, and I'm going to show you how to figure that out once it's baked. Because once it's baked, we're going to weigh it all, and then we're going to put the total number for the whole recipe, the weight, we're going to put it right here. But since we don't know that yet, because it's not cooked and it's in the oven, we're just going to put one. Oops. I'm going to put one. Okay. And then here it goes to add ingredients. So we know that we had 280 grams of sweet potatoes. That's what we're going to log first. We're going to type in. Anytime you're looking up a vegetable, I always do USDA. Oops. USDA first, and then sweet potato, and then I put raw because we weighed it raw, right? So you look that up. Okay, so we measured the sweet potato in grams. So we want to find, out of all these options, we want to find the one that says grams. So like the first one here says 1 cup or 133 grams. So we're going to click that. And then right here it says serving size 1 cup or 133 grams. You're going to click that. And then here it gives you the option for 1 gram. So we click 1 gram, and we know that the sweet potato was 280 grams, so we put 280 because that's the number of servings, and then click the little check. There we go. All right, so the next ingredient was, let's do this baking powder. And we know we used 30 grams of this dark cocoa powder. Okay, so this is really neat because there's this barcode scanner. So all we do to plug this in is you go down here and there's a button that says scan. I'm really sorry if you guys can't see this. My camera does not focus very well. Okay, and then we scan it, and then it comes right up. Okay, so the option here is 1 tablespoon or 5 grams, which is good because we weighed it in grams, so we know there's a grams option. You go here to, so we're going to change it to 30. Click the check mark. Maybe. Okay, next ingredient is almond butter. Again, we're going to scan it. Cool. Alright, so this one does not say grams. It just says tablespoons. So what you can do is, we used 60 grams of almond butter, and there are 32 grams in 1 serving, which is 2 tablespoons. Okay, so 32 grams, there's 2 tablespoons. So essentially we're just going to put just to round up, we'll just do 2 servings, which will be 4 tablespoons. So instead of 1 serving here, we're going to keep it at 2 tablespoons, and instead we're going to change it to 2 tablespoons, and that'll be pretty accurate. It's not going to be like perfect, but okay. So we used 60 grams of oat flour again, which is good. The first option when you scan it says 40 grams, so we're going to go in here to 1 gram. Change this to 60 grams. Those are pretty much all the ingredients that actually have calories. I mean, like the baking soda doesn't have any calories. The coffee flavoring doesn't. The stevia does, but I didn't use enough to track it. So these are just the base ingredients that are going to make up the most calories. So I'm not going to spend the time to log all the other stuff. You can if you want, but it's not really going to change the nutrition profile that much. So I'm just going to keep it here. You're going to go here to the arrow. Okay, so then it comes up with sweet potato brownies. 1 serving is 905 calories, 42 fat, 129 carbs, and 32-ish protein. Okay, so that's for the entire recipe. Alright, so I'm going to put this paper plate on here. Another hack that you can do, put the plate on the scale before you turn it on. So that way when you turn it on, it's already set to 0, and it takes the tear of the paper plate weight off already. So we're going to weigh all of this together. We're going to put all the brownies on here, and then I'm going to see how much the whole recipe weighs. First of all, can you see the denseness? Yes. They're not very big. I didn't cut them very big, but that's alright. We're going to see how this turns out. Alright, y'all. As you can see, all of them weigh about 470 grams. I'm going to go back into my Fitness Pal. We're going to go back to the meals recipes. Going to go back to the sweet potato brownies. It was 470 grams. Edit recipe. Click the little arrow so you can go to this part, okay? So this is where you change it. Instead of 1 serving, you're going to change it to 470 grams, okay? So that then changes all of this stuff to basically nothing. But, save it. When you go to track it, I'm just going to put it here. When you go to track it, you're going to go to recipes, sweet potato brownies. Okay, so this is where the fun happens, okay? So, I'm going to take these brownies off. We teared it to 0. We're going to weigh 1 brownie. Right, so it's 49 grams for this 1 brownie. So, I'm going to go here, back into my Fitness Pal. We're going to change it from 1 serving to 49. Well, that says 16. 49. Cool. And there you have it. So 1 brownie is 49 grams, and because we made the recipe the way we did, 1 serving is like for the whole batch. So when we break it down into 1 brownie, we're just going to change the number of servings to how much the 1 brownie actually weighs, which is 49 grams, which gives us about 14 carbs, 4 fat, and 3 protein per brownie, okay? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will gladly do more videos like this related to my Fitness Pal, or just like tracking macros in general, or not even tracking macros, just like healthier nutrition options or nutrition tips, fitness tips. I really wanted to do this one because I know a lot of people just like don't even try to log recipes in my Fitness Pal because it can be really confusing. You're just like, I don't know how to do that. But it's actually really easy, and it didn't take me that much time. I mean, it took me a lot more time because I was filming it, but in reality, if I would have made this recipe without filming, it probably would have taken me half an hour, like, total to make the ingredients, put it in the oven for 17-20 minutes and then let it cool. Like, that's perfect. And it didn't take me long to log all the ingredients either, because most of the options I just scanned on a barcode, and you also know now how to log things that are not scannable. And my Fitness Pal is really just trial and error and figuring out how it makes most sense to you, and tracking recipes like this is how it makes most sense to me. I've done the just putting in like 12 servings, but like brownie that I just had was 49 grams, and it was like 13 13 carbs, 4 fat, 3 protein, right? So if I don't cut these exactly right, like exactly the same, they're gonna have a different nutrition profile. So let's see, this is a different brownie. Well, this brownie right here, the first one I just ate was 49 grams. This one is 57. So let's see what that looks like in MyFitnessPal, which changes it to 110 calories, 16 carbs, 5 fat, and 4 protein. So it's not that big of a difference, but it's just a way to be a little bit more accurate rather than just counting the number of servings you have. You actually can weigh out each one and know exactly, pretty much exactly the nutrition profile up to like the decimal. So I hope this little MyFitnessPal tutorial helped you guys out. Definitely try that recipe. I will leave the recipe in the description, and I'll also leave the person who made it so you can go find the original recipe, because mine was great, but hers is probably better. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love God, love yourself, love people.